Hey guys, it's Erin or Gimme Yarn 418, and I am here with Thank God It's Finished. How are you guys doing? Oh, apparently Dewey wants to sit with us. I'm doing well. As I mentioned before, it's been a really busy week. It's dance recital week. I actually have a dance recital tonight and 2 tomorrow, which kind of throws my whole weekend off kilter, but that's okay. I mean, it's once a year. I'm super duper nervous. I'd pretty much rather be doing anything, including like getting a root canal. I did a trial of makeup earlier today. I have to go find different lipstick because the one I bought, because I don't wear makeup. I wear it now once a year for recital. I don't want to spend a whole bunch of money on makeup that's going to expire before I use it again. So I have to go find a different lipstick because the one I got was just too much. I had to scrub it off my lips. It was more of a stain than a lipstick. What else is going on in our life? Saturday, we had another puppy emergency type deal. Molly and Max were zooming around the house, and in the midst of it all, I believe it was Max, I can't be 100% sure, came and pushed his leg out from under her and dislocated her front right shoulder. I've never heard her cry like that in my entire life, but when I picked her up, it popped back in, and she was in a little pain on Sunday and had a little bit of, she didn't really want to eat on Sunday, but I think that was just the stress, and by Monday everything had returned to normal. Thank God, because I don't know if I can take much more. But I think that's really all that happened. And then I've danced a lot this week. A lot. I'm really realizing that my eyes kind of have big bags under my eyes. Maybe I should have slept somewhere. I don't know. The other thing that happened was I was supposed to get my hair cut today so that I wouldn't have to worry about my hair for the recital, and I showed up at the hair salon and they said, oh, she called out sick, so-and-so is going to cut your hair, and I was like, no. Next time, call me. I don't do anything with my hair, and I do need it cut, as you can see, but I like, especially because I have to go somewhere today, I wasn't going to let somebody that had never touched my hair before cut my hair, and I once went to a hairdresser who had a vision. And I say it like that because that's what he did. He had a vision. It was not a good vision. It was not a good vision at all. So few people, Margaret, asked to see video from the recital. Well, it's not going to happen. 1, there's no video recording there, and 2, I bought the DVD last year and had a horrendous time. I couldn't load it on my Mac. I couldn't load it into my DVD player. I could only load it in this ancient computer that we have. And not only that, there's privacy and copyright and all that good stuff. So maybe if Margaret ever comes to visit me, she can either see the video, or she could just come to class with me because I go 2 to 3 times a week. So keep that in mind, Margaret, if you ever come to visit. That's about it. Okay, that's enough talking about nothing. Let's get into what I've done this week. I'm sitting here talking like I don't have a million things to do. It's 3:30 and I have to leave here at 5. Let's start with what I have finished. The first thing I finished, finally, are the opal socks. These are knit out of opal. I can't remember the line, but the colorway is Kim. Somebody asked me. All the details, I couldn't find that word, about the yarn are on my project page on Ravelry as always. This yarn was gifted to me by my knitting BFF Bruno for my birthday, and I absolutely love them, and now it needs to get cold again so that I can wear wool socks. The next finished object I have is, it's kind of silly, but I was playing around with the Shrinky Dinks, and I made a sign for the basket that holds my hand spun. I'll show you the basket. So there's the sign, and this is my penny basket. Yes, my penny basket that I got for a penny. And I'm going to tie it on here with some ribbon. That really doesn't give you a very good visual. Tie it, whoa! Sorry, we're losing a Dewey. Dewey just jumped onto the table in front of me. So I'm going to tie it with ribbon onto there, and then put it up on the yarn shelves upstairs. So, spinning. I did do spinning because someone told me I needed to do more spinning, Juanita. The first thing I finished spinning was the Falkland from She Spins LLC. It's shespins.com. This is a 2-ply. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. I fractally spun this, so I'm pleased with it. And I got 120 yards, which was a good yardage for me from 4 ounces. I also spun 4 ounces of Ashland Bay, I think it was merino silk that I got at Webb's. And this is my best yardage yet, and I don't know where it is. I think it was 190 yards of a 2-ply again, because I'm an epic fail at Navajo plying, which I wouldn't have Navajo plied this, but there's other stuff I would Navajo ply. I'm participating in the Tour de Fleece on the Merlin Tree team this year, and my goals for the Tour de Fleece are to spin, I was going to say an hour every day, but it's not really realistic, so a half an hour every day, and to learn how to Navajo ply. There was something else. Oh, learn how to Navajo ply and just work on getting more consistent thickness in my spinning. So there'll be more spinning in July. Well, we'll go into works in progress, and I'll start with spinning because it's on the top of the basket. I've been spinning this, I think it's a merino bamboo blend. It was given to me by 2013 chick. She dyed it. It's beautiful. And I'm spinning that. And this is coming out pretty consistent, which I'm happy about. What I did was I split the braid in 2, and I'm gonna do a 2-ply because I can't Navajo ply, but I will master Navajo plying. I will figure it out. So I only have about a quarter left, if that, to spin on a different bobbin that's still on the wheel and in the house. Henrietta and I spent a lot of time together Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Next, the Love Nugget hat from last week. I didn't touch it. I just didn't have time. The next one is the Castle Pullover. It's a pay-for pattern on Ravelry. I have separated for the sleeves, and I have just barely started working on the lace at the bottom. I have to go for a number of inches, and then I switch to a larger needle. But it's coming out nice. I will be playing yarn chicken with the sweater because I originally bought this yarn for a sweater which takes less yardage. And I can't get any more in the dye lot, so keep your fingers crossed for me. If not, I'll figure something out. So no progress on the Love Nugget, so I didn't bring that out to show you. The next thing I have is a pair of socks. I'm knitting it out of Socks That Rock, lightweight, in a mill end color that I got at Rhinebeck a few years ago. I'm not going to Rhinebeck this year, in 2014, but I am going in 2015. I have planned with some friends, and, excuse me, I need some coffee. There's bugs and hair in my coffee. It makes me sad. So, I told myself that if I want to buy anything at Rhinebeck in 2015, I need to use the yarn that I bought at Rhinebeck 2011, which I haven't done yet. There is one skein that I will not use that I bought that was like the Rhinebeck 2011 colorway, that I'm keeping that as a souvenir. So, anyway, long story about absolutely nothing. These are the colors. I absolutely love them. And I am knitting something called the Simple Skype Socks. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. I'm knitting these for myself on size 1 needles. And there they are. This pattern is very simple. Simple enough that I was able to do it in the dark of the auditorium at dress rehearsal. But interesting enough that it kept my attention. The yarn is lovely, and I just wish I could buy socks that rock around me. But the one place that sold it, which is Webb's, doesn't carry it anymore. So, my final work in progress are my recital socks. And you may recall seeing this yarn before. This is Desert Vista Dye Works in the Sanctuary colorway. It's self-striping. And I've been saying for, I think, a month now that I was going to knit the Mystic Spiral socks. Well, I did try them 3 or 4 times, and my brain was not able to process how to pick up the wraps and turns half of the sock. One half of the sock, they came out beautifully. The second half of the sock, I had huge gaping holes, and because of the way the sock was, it was toe up, I tried to rip back and made a bigger mess than I needed to. Tried them again. I think I tried them 3 times before I said, I'm just not going to do this right now. I'm going to make another pair of socks. So these are my recital socks for this year. I started them at dress rehearsal, and there's no pattern for these. I just kind of made it up as I went along. These will be for Kristen because I purchased this yarn with her in mind. And here is the first one. I'm already decreasing for the toe. Now, just because I call them my recital socks, they will be knit on primarily at the recital, but obviously they won't be finished in the span of 3 recitals. So I was knitting on them a little at home, and I'm hoping to finish this sock before I head in tonight. Probably not going to happen, but that's okay. That's okay. I lost my train of thought. My mind went completely blank, and I love it. As I have been doing, I've done the fish lips kiss heel, but I use the opposite end of the ball, so I maintain the stripe sequence down the front of it. That's a tip that I saw. I don't know if it was meant as a tip, but that's something that I saw that Ooh Fancy Pants did on the What You're Swatching podcast. So, those are all my works in progress. Yes. Up next is still Mrs. Bakery Bear. I will be making her before the end of the toy along. So that is all the knitting. I wanted to go over a little bit of stuff from Ravelry and not point out some things, but bring to your attention some things that are happening over on the Ravelry board. The first thing is that we have a toy along going on. You can knit, crochet, or sew toys. It ends the end of the month, 30 days, September, April, June 30th, and I will be drawing for prizes for that. We've had a fair number of entries so far, and I'm hoping that we get a lot more. As I mentioned last week, Celtic Lucas of the Brochet podcast is donating a set of eyes. I'm gifting a set of eyes to somebody, and depending on how many entries, we'll see if there will be other prizes. The next crochet along, knit along that we're going to have is going to be Christmas in July, and you're going to be making anything Christmas themed. I think I mentioned last week, I haven't started a thread for this yet, but I think I mentioned last week that I'm going to be knitting a stocking. I hope to work on my ornaments again. I've queued up a few more, and potentially starting a tree skirt. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. I might have to go down to the sheep farm and pick up some more yarn, bring my stockings that I've already made so that I can get the appropriate yardage and colors and stuff. But I hope I am not exactly sure. Mosquitoes. Some other threads that we have going on there, I mentioned last week, we have the video and podcast thread, where I'm going to keep a perpetual list of videos and podcasts. I have had a lot of people come and share their YouTube channels, which is so awesome. I'm going to get a list together of podcasts that I like to watch and links to those, and I invite you to do the same. And I will add them to the list so that we can show our support to everybody. And maybe you're having a down day or you need a pick-me-up or some inspiration, you can go look at the perpetual list and find something to watch that might inspire you. You know, what inspires me might not inspire you, but it might inspire somebody else. So, there are two other threads I'm not sure if you're aware of. The first is the TGIF thread, the Thank God It's Finished thread, and that is where you can post any item that you are like, thank God it's finished. That could be every single project that you do. That could be a project that you've worked on for a long time. It could be a project that you're exceptionally proud of. Anything that you're just glad it's finished, whether it be because you're glad it's over or you're happy to have the end result, feel free to post in that thread. And there's chatters welcome in there, so we can ooh and ah at what you've done. And the other thread that I don't know if I've talked about is the Whip It Out Wednesday thread, where on Wednesday you go in and you take a picture of all your whips. It's like the photo of shame for the week. I'll be honest, I only take a photo of my active whips. If something like the Sparkly Blanket of Awesomeness, I almost called it Awfulness. Maybe I should change the name. That very rarely makes it into my Whip It Out Wednesday. But we've also been posting on Instagram under the hashtag TGIF Whip It Out Wednesday. So I would love to see what everybody's working on. I love seeing the yarns. I love seeing the projects. I love seeing when people have more whips than I do. Doesn't happen very often. There's one person in the thread who has knit so many sockhead hats that I am like in awe. The thought, for me, I love the sockhead hat. I love how it looks. I love how it falls. I love seeing everybody's done. But the thought of knitting that much ribbing and then that much stockinette, I don't know. I don't think I could do it. I contemplated making one for someone. I think I even volunteered to make it for them, but I just don't think I could do it. I don't know. But then I knit plain socks, so maybe I could. I don't know. But more power to you. I can't think of her name right now. I know it has K-rific, K-Cocorific. I'll put a link in the description below, if I remember, because I have to edit this video in about 5 seconds and set it up to... Anyway, she's awesome. She knits all these sockhead hats, and I'm just not. Socks and sockhead hats. She's amazing. So I love seeing what everybody's working on. So if you haven't checked it out already, go over check that out. Maybe you want to hashtag it on Instagram on Wednesday. It's kind of fun to hit the hashtag and see what everybody's working on. It's really fun. So, that's all I have. This took way longer than I thought it was going to because I was like, ooh, my list is short. I should be able to get this over in like 5 minutes. No, I'm too much of a chatterbox. So, I hope you're all doing well. I need to scramble, do my makeup, go find lipstick, get my costume on, and go and shuffle off to Buffalo. Okay, shuffle off to White River Junction. But same difference. I hope you're all doing well, and until next time, I'll talk to you later. Bye.